What is your name?
My name is Tuncer Bagiskan.
All right. And when did you retire as an archaeologist? What year?
I start from 75.
Uh-huh.
In 2000, I became retired from the deputy director of archaeology department.
Okay. Where did you go to school to become an archaeologist?
I've been to Istanbul.
Uh-huh.
I graduated from Istanbul, from the Istanbul University Literature Faculty and Classical and Roman Archaeology Department.
How did you like it in Istanbul? How was life over there, the student life?
Istanbul was a huge place, and still it is a huge place.
Uh-huh.
And when we go there, suppose that I've been there in 1967.
Wow.
As you know, Nicosia was very small town. But when we've been to Istanbul, we lost ourselves in Istanbul, because Istanbul is a metropole place.
Right.
And everybody
town.
comes to Istanbul from around, from the cities.
Mm-hmm.
For this reason, it was not easy for us to learn or to use to Istanbul. But again, I can say you one of the best cities I have ever seen.
Now, when you came to Cyprus, when did you start working, and where did you work first, if you remember?
In 1972, my school was finished, and I came here, but I couldn't able to find work in Nicosia. For this reason, I entered to army. I worked there as a writer of the commander for 9 months.
Uh-huh.
Afterwards, I decided to immigrate to London.
Okay.
In those days.
What year was that?
It was 1973.
Okay.
I was having one daughter. It was not easy for me to take my wife there. For this reason, I went first there, and I started to work in a fish shop, fish and chips shop.
In England?
In England. And for 2 years, then I have brought my wife and my daughter there. And 2 years I worked in London. Then in 75 I came to Cyprus. In those days I could able to enter to antiquities department as an archaeologist.
Uh-huh.
And in the years I became the deputy director of the department.
Good. And tell us about the excavations you were involved in. The names of it, or
I made many excavations, but I cannot remember all them because in our department, before I was a deputy director, I was in the excavation branch. One of the well-known excavation was in Ayarini village. In those days, a tomb was robbed, and they said me that you are going to make a saving excavation there. I did the excavation, and it was interesting because the tomb was starting from Hellenistic period, 2nd century BC, and it lasted 600 AD. This means that approximately 800 years they have made a burial in that place. We find many coins that gives us the date, many candles, and now these findings are exhibited in Kyrenia Castle.
And that brings me to the next question. You were involved with the Kyrenia Castle right after 1975. Tell us exactly what was your position in the castle, and what kind of changes did you do, or what kind of updates did you do to all the exhibitions over there?
In those days, when we entered to Antiquities Department, no museum was opened. As you know, that in '74, their invasion in Cyprus. For this one, we was the first archaeologist in Antiquities Department, and Antiquities Department established in 1975 in those days. And first time we have able to open the shipwreck museum.
Yeah.
Mr. Katsev, who made the excavation of shipwreck, came, helped to us, and we could able to open the that museum. It was very interesting. Afterwards, our friends start to make exhibition in the Kairinye Castle. One of them was the excavation which I made in Ayairini village. And we are saying that tomb as a king's tomb, because first time that tomb gave us a lot of gold earrings. Suppose that that tomb was robbed for 3 months by the villagers. I entered after 3 months there, and I could able to find there 54 gold earrings there. For this reason, we are saying a king's tomb.
Right. And just so our viewers know, people that follow me on YouTube, they already know we did over 20 documentaries together of places in the north part of Cyprus, like in North Nicosia, Karinia, Karaval, Lapitos, Morphu, and other areas. Tell me more about Nicosia. Are you originally from Nicosia? And tell us your roots. Like I know you were living in the same neighborhood I grew up in, Agios Antonios, but take us back a little bit, like in the 50s, and tell us where were you living in Nicosia, and then when did you move and went to the north part of Nicosia, and just tell us a little bit about the background of your family moving from one part of Nicosia to another.
Yes, I born in 1947. In those days, my father was joined to English forces, and he was in Egypt. While he was in Egypt, I born in Ömerge Mahalla or Agios Antonios Mahalla, and until 1954 we stayed in Agios Antonios or Ömerge Mahalla. It was interesting Mahalla, I can say. We was having a Turkish friends, we was having a Greek friends who was living in that street, and even one day my family didn't make a quarrel with our Greek neighborhoods. They were going very well, and I do not remember the nights which we was going to Agios Cornesius house. As you know,
Cornesius, yeah, the Dragoman's house.
Dragoman's house.
Mansion, I will say. It's like a mansion.
Dragoman house, and our house was approximately 20 meters far from that konak. And at night times, as you know, that Andrulla.
Yeah, that's my auntie. My auntie was your next door neighbor.
Next door neighbor.
And I will say that auntie's house, up to this day, that's part of the Haji Cornesius mansion buildings. We share the same wall with the museum. But she was your neighbor, and tell us what happened, what she was doing. This is a really good story.
At night times, sometimes, mostly, she was playing Garagözi, Hacivadi, and Gollidiri. And the fee, entrance fee was 1 potatoes, 1 onions, or 1 match.
Yeah.
And we was bringing from our house these things, and we was entering inside. She was showing us the Kollediri, Garagözi, Hajiwati. One day, suddenly, my father discovered that onions and the potatoes finished, and he beat us with my sister.
Oh, wow.
I cannot.
He was very upset, huh?
I cannot forget that days. But in 1954 or 55, as you know, the situation was very bad. In those days, there was AOKA troubles, TMT troubles.
Right.
For this reason, my father was married into a house which was belonged to my grandmother. For this reason, he wished to have a private house. For this reason, he took a land and he built a building in Omorfita.
Okay.
Now we are saying Küçük Kaymaklı.
Uh-huh.
And until 63, while I was in Küçük Kaymaklı, I graduated in elementary of Küçük Kaymaklı or Omorfita. But as you know that in the 21st December 63, the big troubles start again between Turks and Greeks. And that time we removed from Küçük Kaymaklı to Nicosia, and from that day until now I am living in Nicosia.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much, Tuncer. And I'm going to let everybody know I'm going to be posting this on YouTube, also on the different Facebook groups. And we really appreciate your contribution to our groups, and also your help in helping me document all my visits here in Cyprus, and also help me with all the documentaries. We did together over 25 documentaries, especially on the north part of Cyprus, and especially one of my favorites is like the north part of Nicosia. And whenever everybody wants to see them, just go to YouTube, go to the Chris Crescent's YouTube channel, and you can see all the videos there where the Tuncer contributes a lot with his knowledge and wisdom. Thank you very much.